Hey everyone, this is a semi-final match with dang it, this is the semi-final match in PKSparkxx Mixed Tournament on his site PokeLadder that you guys should definitely go check out, link in the description, against TheUltimateSinner1 of YouTube. And here we go. I lead with Uxie because what else do I lead with? And he sends out a Jinx. Oh wow, excuse me. And he just sends up a sub, and I'm like, human, you ain't gonna get a early sweep this turn. And I go into Suicune to roar it away, but he withdraws, goes into his LB, and I just end up roaring anyways. And scouting out his team, he has a slow queen. I'm like, oh goodness. I stayed in and used Calm Mind because I thought he was going to switch, thinking that he really didn't have a move to hurt Suicune. But he just wanted to paralyze me and then leave. And then I also switched and went into happy. He's like, yay! About life. And I go for a Thunder Wave on this thing because I'm a jerk. And he gets a Parahax. And I'm like, oh, that would so suck. Because I'm pretty sure he went for like a Toxic here. Now he goes for another Toxic. And I go into Uxie to see if this thing had, if it had Thunder Wave or Toxic. So, Uxie's sleeping, and so I get another turn to sleep in before I switch and go into Suicune. And he's gonna taunt me, and I'm like, oh, crud, now I can't use Roar and get him out of here, you know? He's gonna Dragon Dance, and, I'm paralyzed. Dang. And then he gets another Dragon Dance, and I'm like, hit it, please? But I get another Paralyze. He missed with Stone Edge, so that counted for one of them. I hit with Ice Beam. Sorry, so sorry. And he taunts me again, and I did not see it said taunt wore off, or else I would have roared at the turn where the Stone Edge missed. And he missed with Stone Edge again. I go for Ice Beam after getting like a crit beforehand. And he hits me again with Stone Edge, and that's not gonna do half to Suicune. So I pretty much have to hope that I'm not gonna get any more Parahaxes. And that waterfall is not going to do as much as I would have liked. Taunt wore off, but I just stayed in anyway to get some ice beams in. Yeah. And I knew I could finish this Gyarados off because now this, and PP stall it too, which is like, lol. And I'm going to ice beam it, and I was just like, thank Yevon. Because if 3 of them would have hit, then landed, then, good game. Unless for some reason my Heat Ran would have outsped a +2 Gyarados. And I could have exploded on its face. But, yeah. Whatever, I'm done thinking about it. So he goes into Celebi, and I was playing pretty dumb here. I should have gone into my Heat Ran. Because at the time he didn't. I don't think he knew I had it. I'm not sure. But he just went for Lisa and KO'd Suicune. I'm like, I can live without Suicune. And then like later in the game I was like, God, I wish I had Suicune. But you know what? Whatever. So now I just went into Heatran, and he goes into his Slowking, and I should have really predicted it because it's obvious, but I just went for Flamethrower anyway in case I didn't want to overpredict. I go back into Suicune to take whatevs, and I'm like, wake up! I mean, jeez. Uxie, I know you're blind, but my goodness, you don't have to sleep that long. So Lizzie sent out Lizzie, and Uxie's still sleeping his life away. And I used Stealth Rock, and he misclicked here and went for Earthquake. Yeah, he meant to go for that, Stealth Rocks, but so that misclicks suck. And U-turn, bam, go back, and I go into Happy, and this thing I know it probably has like max special defense, and he roars. I'm like, ouch. But he roars me into my Heat Ran, and he doesn't stay in. Or does he? No, he doesn't stay in. He goes into X-Anyone, and then I rape this Chansey to death with Flamethrower. Like, first turn, I get a burn. And off on it, and I was like, well, that did more than I would have thought, you know, since it's a Chansey and whatnot. And I'm thinking, okay, he's probably going to go for a Toxic, thinking I'm gonna switch. or switch now, but I stayed in case, and he ended up just going for a seismic toss. So it would have been epic if I went into Gallade and like close combat it or something. But yeah, because I have Gallade here, as you saw in the beginning, but I never use him in this battle. Burn hurts it, and I'm thinking, okay, I know Flamethrower can KO. Or I was hoping that it would KO without this useless crit. Or without this crit. Sorry, not useless. I don't know. So now he sends out Slowking. I would be pissed as crap if I were him. And I go into Uxie to take whatever, because that's what Uxie, if you don't know what the person's going to do, and if you just, Uxie is just a good beat up doll. I mean, it's so fun to like beat the crap out of blind people, but as long as you know, feed them every now and then, I think they'll be happy. So I U-turn, and I thought he was going to switch, that's why I U-turn, and I go to Happy, and and this is where he meets his end, because he goes for a Surf, and that does, that much to it after losing half from the Stealth Rocks. And, I go for Thunderbolt and KO, or no, what am I talking about? Not KO. Because Slowking has pretty good special defense, it doesn't do as much as I'd hope, but whatever. And this thing has Fire Blast, and I'm happy that it hit, because, yeah, because it would just suck if, he missed with that. It'd just be salt in the wounds, seriously. But I go for a Thunderbolt, and now he's just gonna finish me off with a Surf. And surprisingly, that Slowking did really well. I mean, it's slow as, obviously really slow, and it would do amazing in Trick Room, but whatever. But it did really well. So I go for Draco Meteor. I guess he was thinking that Q-Tip wasn't Specs and was like the Dragon Dancing one. But no, this is Specs Altaria that Jimmy gave me, and I've been using it more often. So I go into Uxie to he went for an Earthquake, probably because he thought I was going to go into Heatran, thinking that he was going to Stone Edge. So I just went into Uxie. Pretty much. Set up the Reflect, and that doesn't quite KO me. I set up Light Screen, he roars, thinking that I was going to U-turn, but he roars me right back into Heatran, which is, like, bad for him, awesome for me, and that's game. So I'm because that Steelix is going to be one-hit KO'd by Flamethrower, and then he's going to send in Slubby, and it's going to be one-hit KO'd by Flamethrower, yeah, and then he goes into Jinx, and yada yada yada. But this guy deserves a rematch. With all the bad luck he had, he deserves a rematch, and don't worry, Ultimate Sinner, we will get one, and I promise, because I would be pissed off if I were you. But, I guess, I don't know. I don't really have any other comment on this battle. Yeah. But yeah, so I advanced to the finals, and guess who my opponent is? Yeah, guys, the Killer Nacho. So I'll be having a mixed battle with the Killer Nacho, and it'll be funny because we're both procrastinators, and I don't know when that'll be up, to be honest. But I'll catch you guys later, and wish me luck. Alright, bye.